Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to look at HTML5. This video is going to be for absolute beginners for web programming. So in this story, I'll be teaching about HTML5. So what is HTML first? HTML is a kind of a markup language. All right, in every web program you need an HTML to lay the structure of the project. All right, so um, what we'll be looking at is HTML5, which is the latest version of it. There are some HTMLs that have, yeah, I mean some HTML elements that has outdated. Some elements like the MARQ, they are now outdated. So in HTML5 we don't use MARQ anymore, and some other um, elements like that. All right, so let's start by, if you want to create an you have to create a file, and its extension is going to be like this: index.html. You can name it anything .html. So let's just name it lesson1.html. So let's create a new file and name it lesson1.html. So it's now an HTML file, so you can open it up on your browser. It will show. So let's open this on our code editor, which is VS Code in this case. So let's start with the syntax. If you notice, if you are writing on HTML5, the first thing is to declare to your browser that you are using HTML5 by doing this doc type. Then put HTML. That declares that it is an HTML5. Alright, so after that you declare the HTML, and so the HTML is the HTML element contains the header tag and the body tag. So the HTML tag is a container, but the header tag is kind of what I would call the brain of the project, or of the software, because in the header tag is where you be having your links and some other informations like the meta tag to describe your maybe website, or the viewports to describe how the browser should view your should the website that you are trying to build. All right, so we have the head tag and the body tag. So and another thing is, whatever that is inside the head tag is not going to show inside your web content, but whatever that is inside the body tag will be the one to show in the web content. All right, so in the header tag we have something like, if you have an CSS file, you can link to your CSS file from here. Name it style.css. So we are going to create that now. We're going to create a new file and call it style.css. So this, So this is, we have linked this file, this css file, this cascading style sheet file to our html file. So we can now style this html file in the css file since they are linked together. Another thing that can be in the head tag is the title of your page. So in the title you can just put, if I put in lesson 1, you will see what I mean by title now. Let's open it in Chrome. So as you can see, the lesson 1 that I typed in as the title is what is showing on this status bar. So that is what the title is, but it's not going to show in the web content. So there are a lot of things that will be in the header tag, but for now let's just and the viewport. Okay, let me add the viewport. The viewport is also important. The viewport is going to make it look good both on laptop and on mobile. So you'll be needing to specify the viewport and the encoding this thing. All right, so let's move to the body part. The body section is or the body tag is one that contains the visible part of your code. All right, if you type anything here right now, you will see that it will appear in the body of your browser. I mean your page on browser. All right, so we are going to talk about now are HTML elements. So HTML elements are kind of divided into two. All right, we have block level elements and we have inline level elements. The block level elements are um, are just those elements that do contains a row, like they, okay, firstly they start from new line, and again they do take up the whole row. they don't they don't span, they don't they used to take up the whole row, but with css we can display them, we can make them to be on the same row with other elements. But by default, any block level element will start from the same, will start on the on a different line, like on the next line, and it will take up the whole row. So if you are having a div element which is a block level element, and you're having, let's say, hi, and you're having another div element and you say Bob, so hi will be on its own row while Bob will follow it. Even when you place it in front of each other, it is still, it won't it won't show in front of I, because I is taking up the whole space. So let me show you what I mean by giving them something, um, by specifying their border radius, and their borders rather. Pixels solid, that is css. Maybe, so as you can see, I is taking up the whole row while Bob is taking up his own row in the second column. All right, but and another thing is, Any block level element can contain inline level elements. Inline level elements such as span, the span tag. The span tag can be inside a block level element. Bob. So let's specify its border so we can see the difference between the inline level elements and block level elements. As you can see, the the block level element now contains an inline level element, and as you can see, the inline level element is not taking up the whole row. It's just fitting the content by default. So, and again, an inline level element cannot contain a block level element. It cannot, but a block level element can contain an inline level element. So if we are having another span element, we are having another span tag, they will just show in front of each other. They will show in front of each other. But in the case of block level elements, it will come down, like it will come to the next line. So another thing we might want to talk about is ordered list and unordered list. So ul for unordered list, yol for ordered list. So if you are to create an or unordered list, so put in the li, and then this is the actual uh, this is where the content will be. Let's say content 1. You might have another one, content 2. You have another one, content 3. All right. So as you can see, is not an ordered list, which means it's being denoted by some kind of dots, some kind of disk, or something else. We can change the list type in our CSS file, but for now let's just go with the default, which is this dot that is here right now, and that is what is meant by unordered list. But for ordered list, unordered list is ul, but ordered list is noted with ol. So if we have the list, let's say content 1, content 2, and content 3. So this is now an ordered list with with the numbers 1, 2, and 3. But in this case, there's no numbers. It's just denoted with a dot. All right, that is the difference between the ordered list and unordered list. So there are a lot of tags in HTML that you will learn about. So in this tutorial, I want to make it as quick as possible, because there you can't there are a lot of tags that you'll be learning, but the best way that I will recommend is just to take a project, and whatever tags you'll be needing, you'll be surprised you'll be learning them on the go. So the best practice is just to follow our other tutorials, and see how we are using the HTML elements to create the markup, and using the style sheet to style them. So there are other tags also, like the tables, the headings. Okay, let's talk about the headings. The headers. uh, the headers range from H1 to H6. So H1 is the biggest, while H6 is the smallest. So this is what I mean. This is heading 1 or header 1. This is header 2. So these are the headers. It ranges from H1 to H6. H1 being the largest, and H6 being the smallest. We have some other tags like small, uh, B tag, P tags. The B tag is for bolding text. The P tag is for a paragraph. So let's create paragraph first. This is a paragraph. Okay, I might have spelled that wrong. But you get the idea. Paragraph, and a bold text. Bold. So this is a paragraph, and the characteristic of a paragraph is a paragraph starts also from a new line and some um, other styles that have been attached to it. The bold tag makes the content bold. We have italics. You can use EM for italics. Italics. As you can see, and as you can see, they are both inline elements, so they they are being displayed in front of each other. All right, and in our CSS, we'll be looking at how to style up our HTML, and after that, I'll be teaching some advanced CSS styles, because there are some advanced styles like the grid system and display flex. So I'll be making videos about those also. So please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell to be so that you'll be reminded whenever we post new videos. And don't forget to share the videos to your friends, so that to let the video spread to help others. So don't forget my suggestion or advice. The advice I'll be giving is to take a project. If you think you want to learn about programming, take a project or follow us in our project, and lay your hands on some uh, on some of our projects. Then you learn faster. But that is my own belief. That's my belief. Okay, thanks. Ciao, ciao.